Hey you guys, this is Susan reporting here from home. I just have to share this with you while it's coming to me because today I was very sad. I was very sad because I was thinking about my son Alexander. Y'all know I like to cook and I am concerned with the quality of the food and the quality of the air that we breathe. And so, as a mother, I was very sad because I was preparing food and I was just missing my son and wishing that he was there to eat my food. So, anyway, I just sometimes I get, into my little selfish, tantrums and, immaturity. And I just locked myself in the bedroom and I was like, Father, you know, there's all these pressures. My father knows. My father knows the time that I live in. Obviously, my father put me here on earth to be said to be born in 1973 and to live through the 80s and the 90s and be shaped and develop in that time, and to live through these times that we're living in. He specifically molded all of you, to build you. And so that's what I want to talk about, the building. So I was like, Father, please, allow me to read what you want me to read because, sometimes you start to get pretentious and selfish and self-centered and immature and throwing tantrums in just kind of getting just too sassy. And I was like, I don't want to be this way, please help me. And my father knows my shortcomings, so he wanted me to read this. And it's Isaiah 65:17 through 25, and it's just like the book of Revelation. It's a new sky and new earth, and it's just like the book of Revelation that he had me read many years ago. So this is to show you that he wants me to send this message loud and clear, that old and new, Jew and non-Jew, we shall meet at the cross of Jesus. And so I've had this blueprint in my mind and I've had to decipher, like, what is this? Because I didn't grow up reading the Bible. The Bible was given to me at the age of 16 and a half, almost 17, by my godmother's mother. And her husband were my angels here on earth. They guarded me and they protected me, and God sent angels to protect me from falling off the balcony when I was a child because I was very busy. I liked climbing. I liked climbing a lot. And by the grace of God, I didn't fall off the balcony. Okay? So I was a very busy, defiant child. So this is why my father chose me to send this message, because I'm very persistent, annoyingly persistent. And he's like, this is it. This is the girl that's going to get this done because somebody has to do it. And even though I'm mediocre, and I'm not the most intelligent person, he's chosen me to deliver this message. So here I am trying to, it looks like I'm doodling. Okay. So this is what I'm receiving, and I need y'all to help me. Okay. Oh, and hold on just a second before I forget. I've got to put it on my notepad. Before I forget my message, because I tend to be a little bit too, what have I done? Okay. I don't know what I did. Okay, here we go. Okay. Maybe I should do it at the bottom. I don't think I'm going to post this. I'm just, I'm going to listen to myself and then I'm going to share with you. Okay, this message says, when the last stone, in parentheses, person, is in place, the temple will be whole. I mean WHOLE. Completed. Complete. Finished. Finish means the end. The end is a new beginning. You and I will be a new body. As a whole and as an individual. So we will be a new body, as in the whole body, the whole church, but also we will be a new person as an individual. You and I will be new, whole, because our builder will marry us, the body, the bride. We are. The building is lifted. And so he wanted me to do this. Like, see, the diamond is a diamond. That's what we get married with most of the time, right? When we get engaged, we get a diamond and blah blah. Okay, so the diamond represents a stone that is transparent, and you can see all the different colors, the fire scintillating, right? So it is a square also, because the city is a square. It's the same length as it is, it's the same in length as it is in width. So, but it's a diamond, but because it's at a 45-degree angle, the square. Because when architects are building, they draw out their building, they have to do it at a 40-degree angle. So he wanted me to say that he is writing us. So he's writing us, he's turning us to a 45-degree angle, just so he's writing us, literally writing us to the right and lifting us. So it's like the cross within the diamond that you see is going from here to here. So it's being righted and lifted. And that's how Jesus was crucified. When he was crucified, he was nailed to the cross from the ground, and then the cross was turned and then erected. And so Jesus knew that pain and suffering was because he was the stone that was going to be found in Zion, and it's also the stone for our building. It's the first stone, but it's also the last stone. And so I did not grow up reading the Bible, so I need y'all to please help me, because I don't want to make a mistake with my message. You see, I am limited by my limitations. I didn't have a Christian household. By the grace of God, I had my godmother's mother who told me that Jesus was going to come in my generation. And I believed it because she never lied. It was like she just knew. And that was that. And she said, I'm going to be gone, but your generation will see it. You will see Jesus. So I believed it. And I do. So the message is that this stone coming down, okay, Son of Man, Jesus, crucified. This is the high mountain coming down to our level. The mountain comes down to our level. See, the thing is that time and space, we have to talk about this, because some people say, well, you cannot prove God. God is just psychological. And it's like, if psychology has a benefit, then let's talk about it. How is it that I can prove to you that my Father is real? Because I've seen his eyes and I've seen his mouth scintillating. And how can I prove to you something that you cannot see? Because I'm not a physicist, and neither am I a mathematician, nor am I an architect. I'm just a mediocre person. I really am. Because of my lack of education, formal education, you see. So I have to do the best I can with the time that I have. And I need y'all to help me, because I don't want to make a mistake. I'm going to put my point of view on the table, and y'all just kind of put your point of view on the table, and then maybe this can help clarify something. So this is a diamond, but it's also a square at a 45-degree angle, and the cross is in a laying position. Jesus came down and was crucified, Son of Man, because he was born from a man. But he was not born from a man. He was born from a woman. But what we have to understand is that God speaks like that. He says, Son of Man, meaning human. Human. Born of a virgin woman, nonetheless human. You understand? So, Son of Man, born human, Jesus, who was crucified, he died in the hands of men. He came down literally, and when he was crucified, he was nailed to the cross laying down. Jesus is the stone that is found. This has already happened, you see. Today, tomorrow. The stone that is found in Zion is Jesus built in Zion. And when that stone is found in Zion, this is the very stone that is used for the completion of the temple. It is used in the beginning and in the end. It's the first and the last stone. And Zerubbabel, with Joshua, finds the stone in Zion that was placed in Zion. Zion comes down. And Zerubbabel finds the stone in her that was built in her. Jesus was built into Zion. And this itself is, Jesus is our model. And the blueprint, the stone coming down, the mountain that comes down, Zion herself is the blueprint that is built in us. So this is how we can understand that we've gone up into him and he's come down to live with us. in us, built into us. You know, when the teachers teach you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you remember the da, 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 da. You remember it. It's easier to remember, to learn, because you remember the melody. That's how God speaks to us. See, the strings go right up to the Lord. The strings that allows for communication with the Lord. And He is the musician. He's playing the strings. And we are the body. He is the key and the code and the cure. And He adjusts the strings. He bends His bow. He's an architect and a builder. So, Jesus, this is also the valley. Jesus is also the valley. The valley which is lifted and raised. See, He couldn't have been raised before He was lifted. He was lifted to die. He was lifted to die so that He could be raised. But He was lifted first. So see, lifted and then raised, ascended from the dead, from death. So the valley is also us, the valley of dead bones. You see, the Father tells Ezekiel, write on one stick to Judah and the Israelites associated with him, and to the other stick write to Joseph and the Israelites associated with him. And then, later on, he says, I will take the stick from Judah and the stick from Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and I will put them together and they will become one. He says, I bent my bow as I bent, bending Judah, which is the original olive tree that was, cut. Israel, the people were defiant. Back in the days, they were stubborn. So He cut the tree down, and then the branch of Jesse, which is from the root. And then He bends that bow and fills it in with Ephraim, which is the Gentiles, the Gentiles, and the wild shoot, which is also an olive, but it's a wild. It's not from the original. So all of these things are happening simultaneously. The Father is revealing this stuff to me, and I can't think about anything else. I mean, I try doing this and that, but it's like I go back because I may not even post this because I need to fine tune my speech, my message. So, Jesus is the valley lifted first and then raised from the dead, ascended, okay? This valley is also you and I. the humanity. Okay? Bone to bone. Becoming one. Whole body becoming one. Like father and son. Husband and wife, or the builder marrying us, the bride. Judah and Joseph, JJ, becoming one J. Jesse, us, Jesus. JJ. J equals Y, the letter Y, equals I. And so when J and J come together, it makes a Y and it makes a 1. It makes an I. I am in you. He builds us by building it into us. Do you see? So, He has righted us. See, the reason why He wanted me to do this is because He wants you to understand that Jesus was laid, was nailed, was crucified by men so that He could be lifted, righted and lifted, and ascended, raised, literally. Okay? And this represents the stone, the mountain that has the stone built in, coming down. It's like it already happened, and it will happen, and it has already happened. It's all simultaneously. And Jesus is also the valley that is raised. He's the lily of the valley. But also we are as one body of Christ. We are the valley of bones. And God told Ezekiel, speak to these bones. Do you think that these bones will live? And Ezekiel says, God, only you know. Speak to them. Just like He told Moses, speak to the rock. Rock, stone, jewel, diamond. Okay. The whole earth is a rock, transformed. Okay. So, yeah. So the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. He is the star. He's the star that was I see I'm sorry, I need a board. I need M3WE. It's the same omega, but facing different ways. But these are also double doors, entrances. And this is an M, this is a 3, W and E. And this 3 is also a B. And it's for Bet, which means house, to the east. See? And also for Ben, son of the south, we went up and to the right. We are upright. Upright. or write it up. And from the inside, it looks like a mallet, which also looks like a 7. Because 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4 equals 7, and 3 times 4 equals 12. The 12 tribes, the 12 foundations, which are the 12 apostles, which is built into us. Built in. When the teacher teaches you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you never forget it. Each letter of the alphabet, alpha from the Greeks, bet from the Jews, or Hebrew alphabet, excuse me, Hebrew alphabet. So alphabet for you Greeks and Jews and Gentiles. You see, the backbone of humanity will be straightened, righted, corrected with the rod of correction. He bends his bow to fill it in with Ephraim, and then he breaks the battle bow because he's going to break that war between brother and brother to make a whole new bow to fight the battles with God. Because this is how Zerubbabel was able to find the stone in Zion when Zion just came down. And he says, flee by my mountain valley. The mountain and the valley are the same. The first and the last stone. Jesus built into us, and we are built brand new men and women of God by the building in from within. It's like drilling it in. It's like, do you get it now? We have to learn our ABCs because that's how we can read. That's how God is like, children. Jesus is going to be built into you, drilled into you, so that you can see me. It's like we are children of God, and we have been blind because we couldn't understand where we come from. So anyway, I've got to fine tune my message. I'm going to go drink some coffee because this is when I work best, is at night. Woo! Thank you, Lord, for our coffee, and thank God for God.